Welcome to Wine Road, the wine, when, and where of Northern Sonoma County. I'm your host, Marcy Gordon, with Beth Costa, Executive Director of the Wine Road.
Thanks to Ron Rubin, we're able to keep our podcast rolling along. The financial support of River Road Family Vineyards and Winery allows us to keep recording, keep sipping wine, and keep sharing stories with our listeners. Check out their website at riverroadvineyards.com and explore their Chardonnay, as well as a finely crafted Pinot Noir from the Russian River Valley. That's riverroadvineyards.com. And hey, thanks, Ron, for allowing us to make this show happen.
Hello.
That's worth keeping. That was a great start, Marcy. Shall we keep that and I'll just let people know this is episode 217?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just feeling festive and a little bit loopy, but welcome to episode 217.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it's the holidays and I'm feeling the spirit. I mean, the spirit of Christmas, not anything alcoholic as of yet.
Feeling the spirit. Oh, my God.
But we will get to, I'll fill with some spirits shortly.
Yeah, so I did bring that because I thought, for the, this is our holiday episode. So
I forgot to introduce that. This is our holiday episode.
Yeah, I brought a little sparkling Syrah from Amista. They are out in Dry Creek Valley. They do a really incredible sparkling program.
This is one of my faves. This is a beautiful wine.
It is a beautiful wine. I thought, the rosé looks
Pop
nice.
it open,
yeah,
Beth.
Open that. I do like my bubbles, so I thought, let's make that happen. I think we were doing a review of sparkling, and I think they mistakenly brought 2 bottles, and so I thought, well...
That's no mistake. That's a gift from the gods.
That's what I thought. I thought, well, one for this review and one for us.
Okay, so can you pour me some, please?
There's some more for you. Okay.
You know what I love about this is it's crisp and dry. It's like kind of like dried cranberries. Mm-hmm. This is such a good holiday wine with the foods we eat at the holiday, but it's good all year round. But this is delicious.
Yeah, I love this. Good way for us to start.
A Syrah is a great sparkling. It's a great wine to make into sparkling. I might just add.
Throw that in there.
Get yourself some of this Amista beautiful wine.
Yeah, you can just order online. So we're recording our show a little before the Christmas season. I'm going to be heading out of town, so we're kind of wrapping up. We thought we'd do a show and talk about the highlights of the past year.
You are going to sprout wings, my friend.
I know.
You are on a plane so often that, you're more than a frequent flyer. You're a nonstop flyer.
I've had some adventures recently.
Yeah.
So actually, I did just get home I was in Indiana for a weekend because I have a new grandbaby there. So that was exciting.
Right.
And then I'm getting ready to leave in about a week to go back to Rutherford, New Jersey and spend the holidays because I have a daughter.
The other new grandbaby.
Son-in-law and 2 grandbabies there, yeah. So I thought we'd kind of talk about some highlights from, the Wine Road. And for me, I was thrilled that in 2024, we sort of got back into the swing of having big annual events. We have Wine and Food Affair and Winter Wine and Barrel Tasting. And it really was a long road back from, when we couldn't do events during COVID. And then when we started up, they had to be reservation only, and it was kind of complicated. And, they were not big events. They were just events. So I think that we're back. I think we've leveled out to a nice number of ticket sales. We usually have about 2,000 people of each of these events this year. And, 40 or 50 wineries participating. It was really great. We also hosted VIP events for each of those events. I welcome happy hour on Friday night and a Saturday morning breakfast, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it. And I hosted some of those VIP things, and at each of them, there were some podcast listeners that came.
Nice.
So that was super cool to meet people, some people from Washington, D.C., and some people from Texas, and so it was fun.
Yeah, I wanted to say that this year's Wine and Food Affair was just so on point. It was really well attended. I mean, it was nicely spaced out. It wasn't crowd, but there were a good amount of people everywhere I went. But I just wanted to shout out the food was amazing. And I want to actually say there was one place we went. I think it was Overshine.
Oh, yeah.
And they served, it was like a baby backed rib and a peanut like chipotle sauce. But, normally you get a little piece on a dish. It was like the Flintstones. It was like this giant rib. I am not kidding. It was so impressive and it was so delicious and it went so great with their wines. I was like, wow. I mean, we had to give little wipes, because
Yeah.
it's all over our faces.
Oh my gosh.
But it was so delicious. And I also wanted to shout out to Leo Hansen at Leo Steen. He did this beautiful kind of Danish smorgasbord dish with like kind of the cold meat and the rye bread. It went so great with the wine as well. Everyone's wine and food pairing was just delicious.
Yeah, I heard that from a lot of people that they were really impressed with the food this year for that. So that Wine and Food Affair is the first weekend in November every year, and it is a food pairing at each winery that you visit. And the recipes that they serve are all online, so you could go home and recreate your favorites. So it really is a super cool event, and the food did seem really well thought out this year.
Everywhere we went, we were at Ridge, where they have that kind of like pole, huge like a teepee thing out back, and they had this like a gumbo with the duck sausage. It was just so delicious. Everywhere we went, people were there, but it was very relaxed.
Yeah.
And then the food was just on point. I have to say, shout out. That was a great wine and food affair. Okay, who just stepped into the studio?
The engineer.
Oh, the
Yay.
engineer. Hello, Richard.
Hello.
Richard, our engineer.
Yeah.
Richard's got a recipe for us.
I heard you needed one. So
Yes.
we made this for Thanksgiving for the guests. It was really cool. It's an appetizer. It's called Petit Solier spicy almonds.
Sounds fancy already.
Yeah.
So there's actually 6 ingredients. Sorry.
Okay.
Out.
Such a rule breaker.
Just stop right
Such
now.
a rule breaker. Okay, let's see
3
this.
tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of fennel seed, 1 teaspoon of dried crushed red peppers, salt, a cup of almonds, and a tablespoon of water.
Okay.
Wow.
And you just toss all the ingredients in a bowl, and then you put the almonds in the water to let them
okay.
soak for a little bit.
Right.
And then you fold the whole thing in a bowl, and then you just cook it at 325 till they're nice and crispy and sweet.
That sounds
That
amazing.
sounds really good. And but you're saying sweet, but then there's red pepper flakes in there.
It has a real kick.
Sweet and
Yeah,
spicy.
it's really great.
I love that. That
And-
would go good with my cauliflower dish that has the fennel and hot peppers
Nice.
flakes too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you know your recipe?
Yes. So you take cauliflower.
Uh-huh.
You take it, you smack
take
it
it.
around. you, s-
What do you do with that cauliflower?
yeah, wash it, and you slice it in
okay.
thick slices, and you put it in a sheet pan, and then you add turmeric, olive oil, fennel seed, hot pepper flakes, and you bake it at 350 for about 25 minutes. It is fantastic. When it comes out of the oven, these are my extra ingredients. You add feta cheese,
Oh.
and you add a little feta and some mint and parsley. It is the most delicious dish ever.
That sounds great.
I have a hard time doing those sliced cauliflower.
Me
you know,
too.
like call them cauliflower steaks or whatever. You cut them up sliced. I mean, they always break apart, or they're
Yes.
too thin, or
So
they're
of
too
course,
thick.
They will, and you'll get little pieces, and
Yeah.
those get really crispy, crunchy. So that's, no worries.
Okay.
But, you just get you have to start with a big cauliflower.
Right.
And then it's so delicious. This is on regular rotation at our house. But these almonds are like the
That's a little appetizer thing to
pairing that
start your-
goes well with it. So,
2 recipes
yeah.
for the price of one.
There you
I love
go.
it.
It's an end of the year bonus.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Richard.
Happy
That's
New
awesome.
Year, everybody.
Thanks.
Happy New Year, and thank you. Thank you for rescuing us with a recipe.
Yeah, exactly.
Recipe to the
He
rescue.
rescues us with everything. Are
Recipe
you
to
kidding?
That's a good title for next year. Recipe to the rescue.
Yeah,
Last minute guess.
I like it.
Recipe,
Look at you.
Recipe to the rescue. It's not DoorDash.
Don't get her started.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. I think you can cut me off now.
Here we go.
I'm having a little too much cheer this year.
We also, for the Wine Road, we also hosted some tastings down at Google, one of the Google offices in San Francisco, and that was super fun. It's something they do for their employees once a month. So we'd take 3 wineries, and I would go and talk about the Wine Road, and that was enjoyable. Everyone seemed to have a good time with that. And then in 2024, we kicked off the Wine Trail idea, which is a one-day tasting. We did them quarterly, and it's $50 a ticket. And there's usually about 30 wineries. And so there's no reservation at each winery. There's no wristband. There's no glass. You just order your ticket online and go to the wineries that are participating. They pour you 3 or 4 different wines. So there's no additional tasting fees. So really, these days, that is a great deal. Most wineries charge $20 or more per person for tasting. So this is a whole day for $50. So we already have the 2025 dates lined out because the wineries really enjoyed it. And we usually have about 200 people that come to those events. So they're really super small. It's not a big deal. There's no crowds anywhere. It's just a nice day of tasting. And it's an opportunity to try some wineries that maybe you haven't been to before. I think you can kind of check out some new places. And of course, you always hit up your favorites. And then I think it was a super big highlight for us that we recorded our 200th episode of the podcast.
That was a highlight. The
That's
whole
a
wine of the
lot.
day was people are still talking about that. And mostly that's me still talking about that.
Great. We were just talking. We need to go buy some of that.
Yeah, what's so funny is for Thanksgiving.
Marcy always stocks up on her Halloween wine.
Halloween wine is that Pinot Meunier is like the perfect Thanksgiving wine. And so that's what we had this year. It was so beautiful, and that we got to try that out of the barrel. I think that's going to be like a foundational moment of the podcast. What a memory.
Yeah,
that
it was
was so
definitely
cool. We've talked about this 3 times now, but it's worth mentioning.
Lasting impression.
But we had a great slate of guests this year.
We did.
We had so many good shows. After each show, we looked, well, that was great. But they really were all really great. We had such good people and great stories, and that's kind of what the podcast is about. Just, digging deep into what's going on, how they got to where they are. And it's fascinating. It's fun. Keeps it, we've been doing this a long time,
We've been doing this
Beth.
a long time. So on our 200th actual show, Richard was our guest. And I loved that show because he really loves the guests that we have on the show.
Yep.
And it's so sincere. And so often when we come back to do the next recording, he's said he and his wife, they went to that winery. That the people he meets here, he loves. So I think that is the sincerity there makes that
We are Richard's personal
fun.
concierge to the wine road. We lay out what he should do, and he does it.
Well, and it's just cool because he enjoys it. So yeah, that's kind of a highlight. So that's kind of my highlights for work. And then, of course, the grandbabies were a big highlight. To have 2 new ones in 1 year. That was amazing.
I didn't get no grandbabies this year. I didn't even get a puppy.
You don't need a puppy.
Yeah, I don't need a puppy. That was like, I keep thinking I should get a puppy to mellow out the other 2.
No,
but
I thought that was the plan with the second
Yeah, well,
one.
that did not work. But so let's see, recap of my year. Well, it has been my great pleasure. I write the Varietal of the Month blog post every year for the Wine Road blog. And each month it's a different varietal, and I write the notes. I feel like some Barry Manilow. I write the notes, I sing the songs.
That's pretty much it.
I write the notes. Anyways, it's always a fabulous thing, even though I know a lot about wine, to be able to sit down with these, 6 to 8 wines in one type and to taste through them. It's just so great because you're just really getting the sense of place. Because I've been doing this for like maybe 6 years now.
It's quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, so and just to be able to compare them and think about what I did, how they tasted in the last year, and just how things are progressing. And you're tasting terroir, you're tasting climate. It's just a great pleasure for me to be able to do this. And on that note, it is coming to an end. I mean, we've been doing this so long.
A long time.
We've decided we're going to do something different. So we're putting the Varietal of the Month to bed. The last post will be Sparkling, which will be up this month. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do something new. We're going to do a series called Drink This with That.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. I think that people are eating differently these days. People do eat a lot of different types of cuisine now. And I think that, this will be an opportunity for us to show that you can pair wine with whatever it is that you're eating. You can have that. And we have a great search feature on our website for the wines. So if you decide that the best pairing for this style of wine is maybe Barbera or whatever, you can do the search and see all the wineries that produce Barbera.
Yeah, and I think what's going to be interesting about it, because I've been doing some pre-research, is you'd be surprised what wines go with what types of foods. And it's all kind of comes down to the flavor profiles and the spice and the different ingredients that you use. And it can be very wide-ranging. So I'm excited about it, too. It's going to be fun.
I can't wait. So that's going to launch January 2025.
Drink this with that.
I love it.
Oh, good.
I love it. It's going to be on the homepage. We also are releasing in 2025 a new website that should be out. We'll probably go live with it just after Winter Wineland instead of just before in case something goes wrong. I like to live my life planning for the next disaster. So we'll
You're
say
a high wire act.
right-
You really are.
right after Winter Wineland, we'll make this baby live.
The fabulous Walendas could have put you in their troop.
That's
and
right.
now Beth Costa on the high
On the high
wire.
wire. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's anything else?
Let's see what else. I know it's just been, this year has just flown by.
know.
It just seems, why is that? The years just get faster and faster and faster.
So we were just talking about Richard's grandbaby who's 8 months, and we're like,
Yeah.
it can't be.
Well, he was just born
That's
last
not right.
week.
But somehow I think he probably knows.
Yeah, I think he probably knows. We don't know. We're just guessing.
It's like you just had him. Okay.
But no, I think everything's been, things are back in the swing. Things are going well, and it's fun to revisit the old things and start something new. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I just want to wish everyone out there happy holiday.
Mm-hmm.
New Year's is coming up. Yeah, we'll see what 2025 brings.
I hope it brings me some more sparkling. That's what I need.
I thought you were going to say more grandchildren.
Well, I wouldn't record that, but
Oh, yeah, I'll say it. Hey, you guys, wake up. Beth needs more.
it's always a good idea. Okay, so happy holidays to everyone. I hope that you find some great wines and have some great time with your family and some friends and get together with the people you want to see and, really enjoy it.
Yeah, connect and drink some good wine each other and have a great, great Happy New Year.